We are going to start recording our show right now. Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, and
Spotify and
Apple Podcasts,
Podcast Addict, Google
Stitcher,
Play,
all those stuff.
all those. Where else are we?
Patreon.com/upNXT.
Yes, we are. And you can also catch us every Wednesday night on YouTube, youtube.com/upNXT.
Yes, shout out all the YouTube people in the room right now. We love you. We appreciate you. We also appreciate our Patreon people because, wow, we have, since NXT, we're your NXT friends.
Friends.
And, NXT's like gotten kind of crazy with this Wednesday Night War stuff. And since we've been doing NXT for a while now, we've gotten like listeners, old and new, kind of join us for this ride. So thank you to anyone if you're just finding this show. We review NXT every week, and we love doing it. And we have a lot of other content on our Patreon as well, if you enjoy the sounds of our lovely tones. But we can get into that because we have a lot of stuff we want to promote. But how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. It's a Wednesday night. We're drinking some Wednesday night wine.
Yeah. Delivery wine.
You are ridiculous. So this main event tonight, NXT is about to start. It goes to a commercial break before the entrances or whatever. I quickly go outside to have a little quick smoke outside in our front little stoop. And as I literally light my smoke and I'm having my first few drags of my devil's lettuce for the demon Finn Balor. And a car pulls up in front of our house. A guy gets out of the car, walks up to me and goes, "Oh, hey, here you are." And I go, sorry, I think you have we already ate dinner. I'm like, no, sorry, pizza dude, like not for us, wrong house. He's like, no, it says 6. Here's your address. I almost just said our address out loud. And he goes, David Portman. Okay. I opened the door. I'm like, David, did you order something? He's like, just grab it. I'm like, oh no. So he gives me this bag. And what's in the bag? 2 bottles of Portuguese wine.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, you see, it's Wine
You
Wednesday.
are ridiculous.
It's Wine Wednesday.
Oh, my God.
And
you forgot to stock up?
Well, that's the thing. The problem is with Christmas coming up, and I'm going to Montreal next week, and there's all this stuff going on. Like, when we normally record, it's like Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
Sure.
So we are kind of having to stock up on recordings for our Patreon,
yes,
which meant we kind of ran a bit later today recording and ran out of time and didn't get to go to the LCBO or Wine Rack. So I thought I'd get some delivered because we can't break tradition, Braden.
So wine on Wednesdays is our tradition. We're drinking some red Portuguese wine.
We had some fajitas.
Yes. So it was last week we did you made like a lamb Joe Rogan Josh.
It was lamb brogan Josh.
Lamb brogan Josh. Yeah. And we've had Gargano versus Almas and chili.
We've had beef Busick.
Right. Yeah. We've had some delicious things, but today I really wanted something a little different. So it was my turn, and we made Cushitas fajitas.
Is that what you're calling them?
What do you think?
I kind of prefer just Cushitas.
Or
maybe I'll break your fingers.
I'll break your fajitas.
Yeah. I messed it up. Yeah.
You just literally said I'll break your fingers because you're eating my fajitas.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You let us know which one kind of won this. Cushitas, like fajitas. Fajita. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The forgotten fajitas. So we're looking for more NXT inspired recipes.
And maybe one day we'll release a book. Maybe.
Wow, that'd be great. So join us on Twitter, by the way. The new upNXT Twitter. We're trying to get some followers. So tweet us there. Any NXT recipes we should be doing this winter at upNXT Podcast on Twitter.
So we got this wine delivered, and I tell you what, that service is better than Canada Post. Because I went to Canada Post today.
Okay.
Because we're sending out some things to our world champions on Patreon.
Yes.
So this is ridiculous.
Okay.
I go there and I've got about 10 packages.
Yeah.
Posting off. And she goes, okay, one of them is going to Vancouver. She's like, that's $16. I was like, what? $16
to go to Canada?
And she's like, oh, it's just like a little bit too thick. It was like 4 millimeters too thick.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, hand them over here, cut them open, repackage them. And then, yep, that's $4.
Wow.
Just because whatever was in there, I just put in slightly differently.
Wow.
And then the one to Australia.
Yeah. Well, we have listeners in Australia.
Cost $10. Only $10. And I was like, wait, you're saying... And I didn't undo that one. She was like, no, that's $10 regardless.
Sure.
So I'm like, so you're saying it will cost more to send it within Canada.
That's insane.
Than it does to put on a fucking airplane and send to the other side of this planet.
How much would it cost for someone in Australia to send me some Vegemite is what I want to know.
Do you really want Vegemite?
Oh, dude. It's weird, but like addicting.
Is it better than Marmite?
Hell yeah.
I don't
I mean,
Marmite.
both of you Aussies and Brits are insane for eating any of this, but it's amazing. So you found some strange thing in there. Let us know.
But yeah, that was just crazy to me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like more to post to Vancouver than it is to Australia.
Well, did you send them out?
Yeah.
Amazing. So our Patreons, we're world champion Patreons.
We'll hopefully be receiving something pretty soon.
Did you make sure you sent the right one to that guy named John Pollock?
No, I think I'm going to hand deliver that one. I'm not spending $4 on that.
So we've also, I have to bring up something that we did this week. We went to a wrestling show on Friday night last week.
We did. We went to Wrestlers Union.
Yeah, I've been like, let's just say, I've rejoined Tinder for the 15th millionth time.
Okay.
And you were a good friend. You said, let's go out on a Friday night. And we got a bunch of people, Sam and Matt Ross, and we went to Union of Independent Wrestlers.
Yeah.
At
the Transac
in Toronto,
which is really close to us.
Literally 5 minutes. We took a roadie. I mean, maybe we took a roadie.
Yeah.
To this show, and it was a really small wrestling show. It was one of the smallest wrestling shows I've ever been to.
Okay.
How many people do you think were there?
50?
I would say
50 to 100.
I would say about 50 people were there.
Yeah.
So, which is fine because we showed up.
We were ready to party.
we were rewatching AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, one of our friends said, "Oh, I heard about a couple of things. Wanted to check it out." So we put it on while having some. I think you were on the vodka. I think I was on the cider.
So the Cape Cods.
The Cape Cods.
So my new favorite thing is to go to a bar and now you ask Sam, our friend Sam, like said, I wouldn't say necessarily trolling, but I turn it into an educational thing. A bartender comes, hi, what do you like to drink? Hey, cool. Can we get 2 Cape Cods? What's that? And you go, oh, sorry. And I go, sorry, my friend's being, intellectual and ridiculous. He means a vodka cran. A Cape Cod is what they call it. And she goes, no. Oh, okay. And then like they get the drink and they come back and they go, okay, so I Googled it. Like 9 times out of 10, they're going to go Google it on their phone. And they're like, oh, it is a Cape Cod. I've never heard that before. I'm like, yeah. No.
You know the ones I respect, and this is what I do all the time.
Okay.
Someone orders something.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure, I can make that. And then go on my phone, look it up. So if you see your bartender go on the phone like right away.
After the order?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cape Cod's my new thing. I'm trying this thing called no beer. So I'm just drinking vodka cran.
And wine.
Oh, and wine, right, of course. I mean, not just vodka cran, but I'm trying not to drink beer. We did have a sour last week. We did some karaoke. I know a sour is still a beer, but I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen.
Right.
Okay. So we went to this wrestling show. Space Monkey became their new champion. Space Monkey is my new favorite professional wrestler of all time. Space Monkey, the reference from Fight Club, and he comes out to the Planet Smashers. Amazing. He's my favorite wrestler. But we had an interesting thing at this wrestling event. So this match was starting. I think it was like the first.
It was the opening match.
And we showed up right when the bell was ringing. And Shane Saber.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember. I'm not even looking at my notes. Black Lavender. I think Lionel Knight. Am I right?
I think so. Yeah.
He's
Lionel Knight.
Yeah. And we decided, because we've had a few too many Cape Cods, that we were gonna choose who we liked and who we were gonna.
We didn't even talk about that between us. It was just Lionel Knight came out.
He's like
he kind of like looks like a young Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
He came out to Prince, was dancing.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, I like this guy.
And his name is Black Lavender.
Yeah.
How badass.
So we're cheering this guy.
He's like Velveteen Dream.
And then this pirate comes out.
And then a pirate comes out.
Pirates of the Caribbean music. And so we're if you're picturing this as like WWE, we're behind where the traditional announcers tables would be. Like so we've got that view.
Yeah.
And they then strike the pose on like the swell of the music. And he strikes it, and all four of us go,
unanimously, again, you're right. We didn't like discuss this. We all just decided we didn't like this guy dressed as a pirate. So we looked at each other as it happened, and we're like laughing. We're like booing him. And he stops, and he goes, "Why are you booing me? I'm the good guy." We're like, "Not anymore. No."
And then our friend just goes, "Wait, I like Black Lavender."
Yeah, we like Black Lavender. So we kept booing the good guy, essentially. They had to like change their.
But then other people were joining in with the lavender chants, and then you could see they sort of switched it a bit. So
it felt like, to me,
Hogan.
No, it felt like Austin Hart at WrestleMania with a double turn.
I was thinking more Rock Hogan in Toronto.
Wow.
Where the crowd are going against it.
I mean,
something about this city.
This 45 people were going just as crazy as the Skydome did in 2002.
And then I don't think the end of the match, they kind of did a respect angle where they shook hands or whatever. And I don't think they'd have done that otherwise.
Exactly. So I felt like we helped them out in that show. Actually, like it sounds like we're shitting on the show, but we had a fantastic time.
I'm going to the next one.
Yeah, we're already like, yo, this is like our home promotion now. We live around the corner. So we should be going to these shows. So if anyone's in Toronto, look up Union of Independent Wrestling.
Yeah, it's Anthony Kingdom James' promotion.
Yeah, he's been on the with John and Way at Post Wrestling before. So shout out them and shout out Space Monkey.
Yeah, so, no, I had a great time. I definitely want to go back.
We were drinking some Cape Cods and rum. We sat right beside the bar. We were right there. Also, the venue had like concerts going on at the same time. I walked by, there was like a hip hop show, and then in another room there was a jazz band. This venue was weird, but indie pro wrestling.
It's like a house almost. That's been turned into a club.
Yeah,
like really you've got hip hop in the living room, like a little acoustic gig in the kitchen, and something in the garden.
Yeah, just crazy. So we did that. That's been our week.
I then finally afterwards. So I peaked super early that night, and as we were walking to Transact, there's this like Japanese a mini mart that's just opened up like a couple of months ago. And as I went past, I went, "I love that place." And you went, "Me too. Have you been? Have you like bought anything there?" I was like, "No, have you?" And you went, "No." And when in my sort of inebriated state coming home, I was like, "All right, I'm going to show Braden." Went in there and bought a load of different flavored chips.
Japanese chips.
And then I realized like I must have left pretty early because that place was still open, but they're pretty good.
I mean,
I'm
we had quite a night, but that's Patreon exclusive stories. We had quite a night that night. We went to a piano bar after. Then some more friends showed up. I somehow got kicked out of Sneaky D's. Don't really remember that. I came home, saved your ass from a burning fucking pizza in the oven. You fell asleep with a pizza on. How many times do I have to tell you? How
many times do I keep putting the fire alarm back on? And then it's just sat with the batteries out on the living room table.
I literally saved your life. I saved your life.
If the fire alarm was on, I'd have not died and eaten a pizza and been way more happier.
And then the worst part is today we were going to make some fajitas, and to keep the stuff warm, I went to put it in the oven. The pizza was still there.
Why didn't you take it out?
It's not my pizza.
That's such your attitude about this.
It wasn't burnt when I like turned it off. It was like still a pizza. God, it's like a brick of black thing in the oven. I was like,
"Son, just take it out."
I'm sorry. I maybe thought you would wake up and like go eat it. I felt like it was still edible at that point, but geez, it must have been really turned on really high. Oh, we should put the smoke detector back up in the BDE.
Yes,
the Braden Davie estate. So that's been quite a week we've had. We've been doing so many recordings for our Patreon. Actually, I felt like this week I've just watched so much wrestling. This Sunday is TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. And we do this show on our Patreon called Best Match Ever, where we dissect literally the best matches ever. So for Hell in a Cell, we watched a bunch of Hell in a Cells, but we watched Taker, Shawn Michaels, OG Hell in a Cell, because it's considered one of the best matches ever. And we decide what is the best Hell in a Cell. So for this month, we recorded today for our Patreon coming out this week, Best Match Ever, TLC.
Yeah, I feel like I've watched about 16 TLC matches in the last couple of days.
I think I've watched 10. So, I mean, I'm not crazy far behind, but we went and we watched TLC matches to find out what is the best TLC match of all time. Now, I already know what everyone's thinking right now. But we went through, we personally dissected the original, which we included the triangle ladder match at SummerSlam 2000, which kind of started this thing with Edge and Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudleys. Then the saga, they continue on. WrestleMania 17, of course. But you got to hear this. That's our favorite show.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And you can actually, if you want to, if you're not one of our patrons, for the whole month of December, we're doing a special offer. So if you want to check out maybe some of the earlier episodes of Best Match Ever, you can for only $2.05. We'll give you 7 previous shows. You get a couple of What's Next episodes there. You get Best Match Ever. And then if you like it, you can upgrade and just edit your pledge. And you'll be able to get episodes like Best Match Ever TLC. Or, as coming out this Sunday, our review of Santa's Sleigh.
Oh my God.
You're still yet to see this film. I watched it earlier today. It's
Goldberg.
It's a lot of fun.
You call Goldberg the
greatest ever wrestler in the WWE.
Is he the greatest ever Santa Claus in a scary Christmas
He might
movie?
be one of the greatest Santa Clauses ever.
Wow, okay.
That's high praise, this is a film about Santa and an angel. Santa was a demon.
Wow.
Made a bet, lost the bet.
Hey, spoilers.
And in losing the bet, he had to give kids presents for 1,000 years. But 1,000 years are up. So he's the demon again.
And it's Santa
Demon
Sleigh.
Goldberg.
Santa Sleigh. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, we're going to be reviewing that for our month of December. We're going to be doing a best and worst of NXT come the new year, and that's going to be for free on this very feed. But we're also doing a best match ever for the best match of the year. We're going to be doing so many best and worst of. We're going to be joining John and Way as well, which is amazing because we are so happy they invited us back. We had a lot of fun last year. So we have so many shows that we're doing. We did Gremlins last week.
We did.
Yeah, that was fun.
Keep your eyes on the forums because we're going to be putting ballots up very soon for best and worst of NXT 2019. And also for our patrons, make sure you fill in your ballots for best match ever 2019. Give us your top 10.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be tallying that up very soon to be released on Boxing Day.
I know it feels like we're going to get to this NXT review, but our Patreon has been we've just kind of taken a leap of faith with this thing, and it's amazing. So thank you everyone to joining. And hey, if you can't join, we know you're like, I want to listen to more of you, but that's a lot to ask. Hey, that's cool. But thank you for listening to the show and supporting. It's just crazy. We've gotten a lot of new listeners, and it's awesome. So go patreon.com/upnext and help us out. But let's get into why we're here to talk about. Let's talk about NXT from tonight. NXT, December 11th, 2019. There's a lot to talk about in the world of NXT. Mauro Ranallo, he's back. He came back last week to a standing ovation. He's back tonight. We have there was an attack on the internet. On Twitter is a new way to get angles over, obviously, and the PC is not safe. We always talk about the Full Sail parking lot, but the PC lockers, there's been a lot of casualties as well there, including Cameron Grimes taking out Kushida earlier this week or earlier today. So we'll see where that kind of goes later on. But before the show starts, we see Adam Cole in the production truck. He says that NXT, this is his place. This is his shit, really. He says that there's a main event tonight, the 3-way, and those 3 men have been a thorn in my side for too long. And you see, they don't even deserve to fight me, but they have to earn it. I'm Adam Cole. I've been on a run, and my run is not finished, and that is undisputed. So he's clearly not high on any 3 of the main guys in the main event, the number 1 contenders tonight. The show kicks off, everyone here in Full Sail, and we're going to start with the match for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Now, this was a feud that's been kind of going on, again, kind of online in different shows, different kind of platforms. Lio Rush defending against Angel Garza. So they already had a title match before.
They had a match on NXT a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then Angel Garza, got into Lio Rush's wife's face at one point. I think blew her a kiss or kissed her or something like that.
Which is weird,
being cheeky.
Which is weird
considering what happened today. But it's sort of his cheeky gimmick. Yeah. It wasn't like Kurt Angle just snogging Stephanie McMahon back in 2000. I watched that recently. I can't even remember why.
You just watched the triangle match and then you continued the match.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. It's not like that. He's just being cheeky. but it obviously wound up Lio Rush. And so the rematch is tonight for the Cruiserweight Championship.
They had an awesome match.
They did, yeah.
And he came close to winning, and he kind of got really over in that match. There's obvious comparisons to Andrade, to Angel Garza here. And I feel like this guy's like slowly keeps getting better and better, and his matches keep getting better, and his storytelling is awesome. So here tonight, he's getting his next shot, his one more chance here against Lio Rush for the Cruiserweight Championship. He has his pants still on, and he's got lipstick on his cheek.
Yeah.
So someone laid him with some sugar.
Oh, yeah.
He's the Angel Garza. The ladies love him, you know? He's the lover. What do I call him? The Latin lover?
The Latin lover.
Late night TV, Skinamax. Yeah. The match starts. Lio Rush attacks him early on. They kind of scuffle back and forth. The heat is real. Like, they hate each other. They've been pulled apart on different occasions.
Yeah, they do the lights down thing, and they're brawling. Like, Lio Rush jumps him as they're doing the announcement.
Because Lio Rush is mad at him, and they've been fighting online in 205 or whatever. They continue to fight. Lio gets like swept off the apron and eats the apron there. Garza goes for the pants tease, but it's not. He doesn't get to take them off. Lio Rush kind of counters that, which gets him some heat. Actually, the crowd really. It's like when Okada takes his pants off. Wrestling's weird. Morrow says that Lio Rush is faster than 5G. Facts. Lio Rush goes for the come up, which is like lower rope springboard, and then Garza counters it like he because he's now known about this move. Moves out of the way, and Lio Rush just like drops to his butt. It looks so like funny, but like that's what would happen if he misses the move, and then eats a drop kick while seated. They're doing like a slap back and forth, and Nigel goes, "Wow, look at those slaps!" And Morrow with more slaps than the Beatles. There's a roundhouse. There's a super kick. There's a super kick where Leo is tangled in the corner and just is forced to like eat it, and then like leapfrogging in Leo neck first into the ropes. We come back from a break. There's like this crazy moonsault. Lio Rush does like a springboard.
He does a springboard, but instead, normally you see like on the apron springboarding off the second rope.
Yeah.
Lio Rush springboarded off the second rope, but inside the ring to the outside.
Yeah, just crazy.
Looked awesome.
There's like kicks to the head. Garza somehow like hits the come up.
Yeah, so Rush goes for his come up, but kind of as he's bouncing into the ropes, Garza like jumps to bounce off the rope. So as Rush lands and misses it, he eats the stunner. The timing here was perfect. It looked awesome. But obviously it's an insult. He's stealing his move.
He's hitting his own moves. Rush counters and hits like some like splashes. They fight up top, and there's like a Spanish fly off the top from Garza. And this is crazy because like before they're like he like pushes off and then like flips. It's just insane.
It's like, you know how going back to Kurt Angle, but how he'll run up the corner to German like belly to belly suplex.
Right.
It's like that, but running with the Spanish fly, running up and just hitting it as soon as he gets to the top.
We just watched WrestleMania 17, the TLC 2, where Spike Dudley does the Dudley dog. That's where he's running up the ropes like to do it, right? It looks awesome, but he hits a Spanish fly, looks sweet. There's a roundhouse super kicks. There's the wing clipper from Rush, which is Garza's move.
Yeah.
Now. So now they're like trading back and forth. There's a spot where he like hits something off his shoulders, but then goes for his like final hour. He hits the final hour, but Garza rolls away, and it's the pants. He thinks he has Garza, but Garza moves, and the pants rip off.
Yeah,
the pants save him essentially here. The tearaways. I got to get me some. There's now Garza's like laying hurt on the outside, and Rush is like, "All right, you want to lay out there? Sure." And goes for the final hour, the splash off the top to the outside.
Oh.
But Garza scouted it, puts the knees up, and this
looked nasty.
Yeah,
this looked really nasty.
This
just the height he gets on the final hour anyway is crazy. And doing that from the turnbuckle to the outside.
To your knees?
To knees.
Like
very painful.
My lungs hurt looking at it.
Yeah.
I mean, my lungs hurt anyways, but they hurt from watching this. So he gets Lio Rush up. He goes into the ring, and Garza hits his own wing clipper, or the wings clipper, but Lio Rush kicks out at 2. He doesn't know what to do. He hit him with his finisher, but the dude kicked out. Instead of giving up and freaking out, he keeps because it's like a sit out. You have the guy in a butterfly double arm, and then you sit out and like puts pressure on that. He keeps the hold there, locks in the butterfly again, the wings essentially, and basically turns it into a submission. And while Lio Rush's body is like contorted and
sort of like full Nelson, kind of like the brutalizer, like it's
like a butterfly lock guillotine essentially, but seated, and there's nowhere for Lio Rush to go. He is swinging, he is flailing his arms, but he's in so much pain. And Lio Rush taps out. Angel Garza is your new NXT Cruiserweight champion. And Full Sail was going crazy. They're chanting, "You deserve it." This was awesome.
I thought this was fantastic. I feel so happy for the Cruiserweight division.
Yes.
That they're getting this reaction now, because they've been killing it on 205 Live and no one cares. And now they've got the right crowd for it. And also I think this story has been great. Like both guys, they're both kind of like cocky, in your face guys who are incredible wrestlers.
Yeah.
So just the whole brawl as soon as the match started got you excited and hot for it. I'm really enjoying this Cruiserweight division now. And I think I was expecting Rush to have a longer run with this title. But I think this feud is going to continue. Sure. So I think it's a good idea to flip it. You're going to put some attention on Garza. He can now
this elevated Garza.
It does.
This
it elevates
makes him a
Garza.
Bigger guy, yeah.
And I think Rush can have the rematch. I'd like to see it on a bigger show.
I would give them a takeover spot.
Yeah,
for this definitely. I mean, I don't know if the story will continue that far, but it's interesting because Garza is like this NXT guy. He's been jobbing for a while here. Sorry, we don't say jobbing in NXT. We say enhancement talent. He's been enhancement talent for quite a while. Even with his match against Rush a few weeks ago where he lost, it was like, he lost, but man, that was a good match. And then here tonight, he kind of proved himself and he wins the match. I think he was very deserving. It's going to be another homegrown NXT talent.
I mean, who would you pick if he were to defend it at Worlds Collide?
Yeah.
Who from NXT UK would you have?
Yeah, sure. Travis Banks, Devlin. Who are some of like the smaller? El Ligero.
You got Noam Dar. I'd like Banks or Devlin. I think Devlin will probably have a bigger match.
I hope so. I would love to see Devlin in a high key. Devlin Balor.
It's going to be Joe Coffey versus everyone.
People ask us, "Hey, why don't you guys talk about NXT UK?"
Gallus.
That sounds like something I caught last summer. Gallus.
Vince McMahon did that in Liverpool once.
What?
In like during the break, like when it went to commercials, it was a SmackDown taping, I think. Okay. Vince McMahon comes out and he's like, "Yo, you guys suck. You're really quiet. You need to wake up. What is this, Liverpool? That sounds like some kind of sexual transmitted disease. Whoa. Oh, I've got the Liverpool."
It doesn't really sound like
it was kind of weird.
That's really weird.
It was really weird.
I do remember that.
And that was the first time I saw Vince McMahon.
Wow. Hey, you got to see him though. I mean, you've seen him since probably.
Not much, no.
Oh, I've seen him in a few matches.
Oh.
Hell in the Cell,
Toronto. The same as the TLC match.
Same as the TLC, which we talked about.
What a show.
So Angel Garza, the new Cruiserweight champion, but that's not over. This is not over. After the match, he stands tall holding his Cruiserweight championship high. He has a microphone. It said during the break, he had some things to say here. He has a microphone. He says, "I got 4 things to say here. I love NXT." He says that I love my fans and I love my family, but I also love my girlfriend, which is like, well, wait a second. I thought you were the Latin lover, like, kissing people. And okay, his girlfriend, he goes to the ringside. She's there. He brings her into the ring. And he pulls out a little box with a ring inside and asks his girlfriend to marry her.
Aww.
And the crowd here in Full Sail says, "See." And she says, "Yes." And love is in the air. Angels are singing.
Now, do you think Rush was meant to win this? And Garza knew he had this match booked. And he went to Road Dogg, went to Triple H, and was like, "Yo, I'm going to propose tonight, so I kind of need to win." Like, we can flip it back in a couple of weeks, but, it would be really good if I won this, and then on the high of my win, I proposed to my girlfriend. You'll get some views. You'll get some YouTube likes there.
And then Triple H overhears this. He goes, he's got to consummate the marriage.
Start out with a whisper.
So we have a proposal here in Full Sail. How lovely. Love is in the air.
Is this the first wedding thing we've had in NXT?
It's not a wedding. It's a proposal.
No, I know, but we've had a bunch of like proposals and weddings and divorces on Raw and SmackDown.
Look,
is this the first NXT one?
Maybe, yeah, possibly. Has anyone proposed in Full Sail at a university venue for wrestling? How romantic! No, I don't know if I would ever do a proposal. Never. A wise man once said, "Once you bring your wife into an angle, she might not be your wife no more."
I mean, do you think this is going to be an angle? Because this was in the commercial break.
I hope not.
I think this was just like, I'm going to win tonight. This is the perfect opportunity.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. It's really cute. Hey, I'm a romantic. I mean, is this how you're going to propose to your girlfriend? At our next takeover tailgate?
Oh, yeah. I'll wait till our next big podcast.
Invite her. She'll be like, she didn't come to the takeover tailgate.
No.
You're going to be like, you have to come to this one. It's important. And then she's going to come and you're going to be like, we're going to do a live podcast. And you're going to be like, we're going to do the show. It's going to be a success. Therefore we win. And you're going to be like, there's one more thing. I love my family. I love my fans. I love my patrons. And I love my girlfriend. Is that what you're going to do?
Absolutely. No, you know what I'll do? I'll get Johnny Gargano to propose on video.
Yes. If you follow us on our YouTube, you might see there's a video from our takeover tailgate with your best mate, John Gargano.
John Gargano.
Who gave us a lovely shout out, bless him, because of his match of the year, which we're going to be doing best match of the year coming later.
Yeah.
You have a theory about Gargano. We'll get to that later tonight. During this whole break and commercial thing, there was a Shayna Baszler like prime target kind of thing that they're going to be doing for next week's women's championship match, Shayna and Rhea Ripley. Cameron Grimes, he's backstage. He's ready to fight tonight. He's going to have a match. There's a promo vignette for one of the men in the main event tonight, the number one contenders, Finn Balor. He says that everyone's been talking about Keith Lee and how he wants to be champion. Don't talk about champions. I've been champion. I was NXT champion for 292 days, and you've been here for like 3 weeks. He says, Ciampa, I've stomped you out a few weeks ago, and I'll do it again. And you call that thing Goldie? I made it famous. I'm a 2-time IC champion and the first ever Universal champion. So my future will be my past, and I will be a 2-time NXT champion. That's what Finn Balor said. I thought this was great. I was like, yeah, everything you just said makes sense.
I enjoyed, like, I think the production team in WWE and NXT are fantastic. Yeah. Like, all these videos and promo videos are great. There were just so many tonight. Mm-hmm. The prime targets have been fantastic that they've done before, and the one with Shayna and Rhea, like, we get a little snippet of both of them, and I get it. You want to drive eyes and make sure people know about it. I believe it's Tuesday. It's happening. But it just felt so long. Like, everyone in the main event had one of these promo videos. You then had the Shayna one. You had the Rhea one. It just seemed a lot this week. It was kind of dragging me down a bit watching the show.
Yeah, I will say this. After there's another match here, but after this, it kind of took a little lull for me. And it hasn't really done that yet since the USA
I
jump.
Felt it today.
Yeah. And usually we're really, like, up on everything.
Absolutely,
some people say we're too nice sometimes. Did you know that?
Did people say that?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
So our next match is Cameron Grimes going one-on-one with Raul Mendoza.
So last week, as Raul Mendoza was making his entrance
to fight
Kushida, Grimes hits his cave-in on the ramp, which looked fantastic, and took him out. So Mendoza wanted some revenge.
Yes.
Our Jobber of the Year 2018. Sorry, Enhancement Talent of the Year 2018.
Ooh, who's going to be Enhancement Talent in 2019? Oh, I already know. He has great gear. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait. Real ones know. Real ones know about the Greek god. So Raul Mendoza, Cameron Grimes, he is fired up. And just like Lio Rush attacking Garza earlier, Raul attacks Grimes. The match starts because he's upset that, I was supposed to fight Kushida. Fuck you, man. He attacks him, throws him out of the ring, hits a crazy, beautiful springboard tornado, or tornado? I don't know if tornado, tortita, El Torito. or Tortita? Torito.
Any of them.
Tornado.
Tornilo?
Tornilo?
I don't know.
Well, it's fucking crazy. He spins a million times and jumps springboards while doing it. Just awesome.
Tornado.
Sure. I think that's the translation. He throws him into the ring and goes for a springboard 450. 450? Misses it, lands on his feet. Cameron Grimes starts beating on him. But here we have, in the world, we don't see it much in NXT, but in the world of professional wrestling, the interference, the distraction. Well, here comes the time splitter, Kushida. I wonder what he thinks of our Kushidas, the Kushida fajitas. He comes down to the ring and kind of distracting. There's a little bit of a little slip up here between Grimes and Raul. They kind of miss the spot. He goes for the finish and he kind of gets out of the way. It's kind of like Liger and his slip up in that one match. And Raul hits like a spike Hurricane Rana and pins Cameron Grimes just like that. And then it rolls out of the ring. And Cameron Grimes is furious that he got this sneak pin because he was distracted by Kushida. But as he's like kind of upset about this, you know how he leaves that, what do we call it?
The Babadook hat?
The Babadook hat, the shitty little hat that's on his, I love the hat.
I love the hat.
And he during his matches, it's on the ring post. Kushida takes the hat and puts it on his head and steals it. He stole the hat. This picture, I started laughing so fucking hard. Kushida's like, "Milady."
It's you put up on the Twitter caption this because the yeah.
I think John Cena replied saying, "I'm gonna take my horse to the old Tokyo Dome. I'm gonna Gamora lock till I can't no more." It's not a cowboy hat though.
I think I've got the show's title.
What is it? Okay, what is it?
Well, remember back when we used to have music? We'd have a song.
Yeah.
You can leave your hat on. That would be the show's song.
You can leave your hat on.
Yeah.
But he stole his hat. Yeah. He's a thief.
He's a thief in the night.
He stole his hat. So Kushida, this image is fantastic. Oh my god, I love Kushida, and he stole this guy's hat. So I'm interested in seeing a rematch because I didn't get enough from last week of Cameron Grimes and Kushida.
They were obviously building up something bigger between these two.
They wet our whistle.
They teased it, but we're gonna have the full blown match.
Definitely.
But good for Raul Mendoza as well. I like that guy, and it's nice to see him pick up a big win.
Yes, definitely. He's really good, actually.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. I would like to see some more of him as well. And as we see in NXT, it only takes a few weeks, and you can instantly be like a key player. If you deliver and they think put you in some spots, you'll go far. So it shows. I think he'll be all right. We have Mia Yim backstage with Kathy Kelly. Mia Yim says, Dakota Kai ruined my moment. I was supposed to show the world. I was supposed to, bring it at War Games, but you took me out. You stole that from me. You put me in an ambulance. Well, tonight I'm going to put you in an ambulance. It's not going to be a wrestling match. It's going to be a fight, girl.
I like Mia Yim, but I'm just not a fan of her promo. I always find
she's trying to be hood. Trying to be gangster.
I know she is, but she just comes across whiny. And like that time she kept losing against Shayna and went to Regal and I just found it whiny here. Oh, it's meant to be in that match and I got taken out. I get it. She should be pissed, but I don't know. There's something in her delivery that kind of it doesn't make me want to root for her as a baby face.
Sure, she sounds like she should be.
When she was signed, I was quite high up on her.
Yeah, you're a big fan. Yeah,
I like her. But yeah, there's just something's
not clicking.
It doesn't click with me. In the promo, and I think that's why I don't necessarily click. Really, when she had her face busted open in that ladder match, that was the opportunity for her to really rocket herself up because I think she won a lot of respect in that match. But she then got taken
taking her out of the War Games kind of took steam away from her. Legit,
I do. I think so. Yeah,
it was kind of hey, you know what? A lot of people think she kind of underdelivered at Takeover Toronto. And now was her moment. Okay, I gotta show people. And then she wasn't even in the match. So oh, too bad.
Yeah.
So I do see where she's coming from. But you're right. This promo was kind of just there. I know what she was trying to do, but it's coming across I know we can see it. It's transparent what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's not realistic. I don't think you're actually that gangster.
Yeah, exactly. So. It doesn't. Whereas Bianca Belair, it just feels like an extension of herself.
Yeah, Mia Yim's more reaching for it.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like, I can see Mia Yim being like kind of into that cult, like being a fan of that culture. It just feels forced. Yeah, it doesn't feel natural.
Well, we're gonna see later when she goes up against Dakota Kai. But we have a little video package before we go to commercial. Up next, we're going to see, in honor of Worlds Collide coming up, we're having a little sneak preview of NXT UK. The Kiwi buzzsaw, Travis Banks, will be in action next. Now, we've seen lots of this guy. You've made me watch some of Progress a few years ago. And
yeah, he had a good run with the championship a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I've seen him in NXT UK. I saw him here at Progress SummerSlam weekend. They announced Devlin versus Travis, and that I agree. I said to Scrump, we have to go watch this match. I need to see this. A big fan of this guy. He's going to come out now, back from break. Yeah, he's going to have a one-on-one match against a forgotten son, but not just any forgotten son, Jackson Ryker.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, Travis, this is a shame, because I went off on one a bit last week because I really didn't agree with the booking with Cassius Ohno, because you're trying to build up this WWE NXT UK against NXT, and you had the first shot is Ohno losing for NXT
Not
UK.
Quite the invasion we had with NXT.
Exactly. So, and then seeing Forgotten Sons, who have had a pretty good run at the moment.
Yeah.
Jackson Ryker's their like leader, their singles guy. You see Travis Banks come out and you go, oh shit, he's just going to get absolutely murdered, which is a shame because we really like Travis Banks.
Yeah.
But we were a little wrong here.
Yeah. Oh, were we? We were wrong. Jackson Ryker does start to try to beat up Travis Banks. Travis hits a PK off the apron here, but goes for a suicide dive, but gets forearmed in the face, pouring a little bit more wine on the Wednesday. Travis would tip his hat to that, I'm sure.
New Zealand make good wine, right?
Yeah. So he eats a forearm when he goes for the suicide dive from Ryker, and then he's getting like tossed around. He gets like thrown into the apron upside down. Morrow mentions, that Travis is a great junior heavyweight, and just like the great Jushin Thunder Liger is a great heavyweight and retiring this year. He just thought he'd throw that in there just to make sure we remember who's not in a singles match.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
Are we allowed to talk about Japanese wrestling on this show?
Of course. It's our show.
We're doing a live.
We talk about fucking post offices and pizzas and
we're gonna do
saucy lasagna for 20 minutes at the beginning of each week.
We have a group chat with MJ from NJ. Brandon from New Jersey somehow weaseled his way into this group chat. I got to be careful with what I say. Jesse from the 6, you, me, and Scrump, and we're all deciding on where in the world we're going to meet up for a live Wrestle Kingdom bender of a weekend. But it's not so far coming together. Maybe we'll have Liger there. Invite Travis
after his tag match.
So Morrow's just reminding you about Liger and his not singles match. Back in the ring, Ryker is slapping the chest of Travis Banks. Really loud chops here. Banks fights back, hits a series of drop kicks where Ryker's like faces into the turnbuckle, keeps drop kicking him, running drop kick, and then hits a running cannonball on top. Somehow he runs into like a double axe handle rather, and then like a running knee, almost like a Kenny Omega style, but it was not anywhere near Kenny Omega style.
Yeah, he's like tied up in the ropes and running more like the Brie mode. What did she call it?
Wow.
The Lethal Weapon, Brie Bella.
Yeah.
She used to do that. She got Brie mode.
You knee someone in the face and literally knock them out unconscious.
And that's exactly what he did, I think.
He did it right here. And all of a sudden, Travis Banks' eye was like caved in. It's like bleeding.
Like half his face was red. And...
Yeah, really. It's kind of scary here. But somehow he gets to his feet. Ryker throws him in the corner. Now, it was a little delayed here, so Ryker's kind of just standing there. But Banks runs up the ropes, jumps off, and hits it's like a flying enziguri kind of, or kind of like a kick to the face more so. But he calls it the slice of heaven, a springboarding kick to the face, and he pins Jackson Ryker in what is kind of like the ref was not a fast count, but Ryker gets his shoulder up after the 3. He gets the win and rolls out of the ring as the Forgotten Sons jump in like hyenas, but he escapes. And they were like, what? That was a 2. And the ref was like, nah, mate. Like, yo, that was a 2. That was a 3, rather. And so Travis Banks beats Jackson Riker.
Yeah.
Shocker. Upset.
It was a shock because they seem to do the thing. What we're a fan of in NXT is you rarely have the squash match. Even when you have enhancement talent in there, they normally let them show off a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is what it seemed like. We both thought, well, I'm speaking for you, but we were talking during the match that Travis was kind of going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
And then we saw him, okay, he had most of the early offense because obviously he's a smaller guy against a bigger guy. He was using his strikes. He was doing the cannonball to the back in the corner. And then we're waiting for that moment with the double axe handle. And it's like, okay, and now Riker's going to kill him.
Powerbomb him or something.
And it didn't happen. And I like that. I think it's good for NXT UK to get a win. It's good for Travis Banks, obviously.
Definitely.
Who I don't feel has been showcased as much as he could be on NXT UK. And I guess Jackson Riker is someone who he's like high up enough, but also expendable for a loss. So it makes sense. The match was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a fan of Jackson Riker, and I'd much rather see Banks against people more his own size.
Banks, Raul Mendoza.
Yeah, that would be great. Banks O'Reilly would be amazing because they're very similar.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a low-key dream match if you think about the styles there.
Yeah.
Right?
But this was, and also just coming off of the Mendoza win, this just kind of felt a bit samey back to back.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for Travis Banks. I'm happy for NXT UK getting a bit of a shine. I hope his face is okay.
Ouch. Yeah. Make sure his face is okay. Jeez, not the face, not the money maker.
I know.
Never the face. Our next match is Mia Yim versus Dakota Kai. Now, there's beef here. There's bad blood between these two, and it's going to be settled right here, right now. Is this another New Zealander?
I think Dakota Kai is, yeah.
Yeah, the Kiwi.
Yeah.
Team Kick, the Kiwis. So these two are really mad at each other. Everyone's mad at each other tonight. They're fighting. They're brawling. Mia Yim early on locks in a tarantula, just like our favorite Tajiri. There's a cannonball into the steps as they go into break. Dakota Kai fights back from the break. A haluva kick, the running face wash in the corner, but only a 2. Mia Yim hits the code blue, but only a 2 count. Dakota Kai power bombs Mia Yim out of the corner to the mat, but again, only a 2 count. Mia Yim fights back with a beautiful bridging German suplex. Now we think she's kind of getting the upper hand, but when no one's looking, Dakota Kai, the sneaky Kiwi, gets in there and exposes the top turnbuckle.
Well, she goes for the knee brace first.
Yeah.
And as the ref is like dealing with that, she uses that to Toru Yano that corner.
And it's exposed, and there's she kind of throws Mia Yim, kind of gets blasted there into the corner. Exposed steel, is it, right? And she rolls her up, and Dakota Kai pins Mia Yim with the cheekiness of the exposed turnbuckle. And Mia Yim, after the match, is really mad.
She's livid.
She is peed off. So she attacks Dakota Kai, beats her up. They're brawling up the ramp. They're brawling on the stage. And the stage is not very high. It's only a few feet off the ground, but enough where there's tables on the ground that kind of are low leveled or a little lower. And Mia Yim hits not a move I would say you would do off a stage through tables, but a back suplex, like a backdrop suplex through the 2 tables off the little stage there on Dakota Kai. She kind of goes through 1 table, really, but just kind of crazy that this is happening. So this feud is definitely not over. We need to see a continuation of this. They're fighting all over the place.
I think we're getting a Falls Count Anywhere or Last Woman Standing match or something like that. I feel they would have announced it if it was for next week, although next week seems like a kind of super show.
Yes.
Maybe the first episode back in January. So what is it? January 8th, I think, is their first
one back in the new year.
One back. So maybe then we'll have I don't know, some kind of hardcore match.
Yeah, exactly. They got to fight everywhere and use weapons and tables. What did you think of this match? Because I do think it was kind of just a teaser. Again,
nothing much. It was Kai just showing off her new heel.
There were some cool moves from both of them, but it felt like it didn't really.
It felt more of an angle though than a match. The whole thing, it didn't really get going it was straight away going for that finish with the knee brace and the turnbuckle.
I agree.
To build to the cool spot with the tables at the end.
Yeah.
But that's what they do. They sort of half give away a match, so then you build up to the actual proper big one. But it just felt a lot of that tonight for me.
Yeah. This episode was a little like, oh, okay, well, it's moving to next week, is what this was.
Yeah.
We have a video for Keith Lee. Hey, aren't Mia Yim and Keith Lee
buddies?
Yeah. There's a video. He says, I've made it this far. Look where I've come. I know I've been doing everything. He's literally just made a name. He's become famous overnight. An overnight sensation since the SummerSlam War Games weekend. Like, we knew who he was, but a lot of mainstream WWE people didn't know who he was and saw him and were like Vince McMahon salivating. Who is this guy who looks like a huge linebacker yet doing springboards and crazy shit? And Keith Lee has made a name for himself since. I feel like his stock has risen, rightfully so. He is fantastic and it's finally getting this opportunity. And he says that I will dismantle anyone in my way, including this Finn Balor and Ciampa, because they're going to bask in my glory. It's basking season.
It is indeed.
I don't know what that means, like basking season. Think about it.
Get ready to bask.
Bask.
Are you ready to bask?
I'm ready to cask.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Beer casks?
You're not drinking
beer.
Beer.
Right. Oh, geez. See, that's how bad I am. Wow, I think wine can come in casks. Sake could come in casks.
Are you going to say casks?
What's casks?
That's probably how I'd say it.
Yeah. So, like, I've lived in Canada my whole life, but then started living with a Brit. My, like, vocabulary changes. I start calling people mates and cunts and...
That's more your Aussie mate you're getting
I guess so. But I am pronouncing words differently. We have our next match. There's a Titantron, and it's a heartbeat monitor. Beep, beep. It's not Ciampa. It's not Taz. It's these like nurses come out and they're like beep 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 and they're like, oh, doctor, we need doctors, and the two nurses point and we suspected already, and the lights come up and it's revealed these doctors are Breezango.
I feel we clocked onto it before Full Sail did.
Yes,
because 100%. You feel everyone, what's this? Okay, I don't know what this entrance is, and they've done this before with the Workmen, with the like Top Gun thing, didn't they do? And then it's Breezango. Okay.
Yeah. So Breezango come out as doctors, McDreamy and McSteamy.
And Tyler Breeze is just Mike now. Like, he's just cut his hair. He doesn't give a shit.
Wait, what do you mean he's just Mike? He's Mike Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah, his real name.
Yeah. He's just, there's nothing Tyler Breezy about him anymore.
Sorry, Tyler Breezy. Yeah.
Like, his hair's not as blonde. It's just cut like I have mine.
Fine, but like, yeah.
It's fine. It's just he's kind of he's gone away from like the soul patch and the gimmick.
That's always a good thing, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
know, but for the character, do you know what I mean? He's just done now, and he's like, yeah, I'll show up.
So we both said we were already feeling there was a weird lull in this episode. Well, the doctors, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. They're going to have a tag team match against...
Who is it? Who could it be?
The Singh brothers.
For fuck's sake.
Bollywood's finest. Once upon a time in Bollywood. Here come the Singh brothers. So it's a bunch of doctors versus Bollywood. Like, they're still really pushing the Bollywood thing, which I thought they kind of dropped, but...
Well, they got away from it, and then they went back to it. Why is this on?
Yeah.
I don't mean sound harsh, and I'm sure like these guys are talented and have way more to prove than they have.
Right.
But like, for me, this is main event. This is Superstars.
Yes.
And unless you're gonna do like really kill it or change your characters or something and be presented as something new.
Sure. Like,
I don't get why this match was happening.
Well, like NXT, since we've been doing our reviews for this for a while before the USA, we've seen this would be a match on the normal 1 hour WWE Network NXT. But since moving to USA, we've been treated with such awesome stuff. They've given us amazing stuff since the move to USA. It's on TV and it's going up against more different wrestling, so they got to deliver. I feel like this is the first time, and I think it was a few weeks back when they were the surprise partners of Kushida, right? and I was like, ooh, that's a bit of a letdown to me. Like these characters. We're trying to move forward with this show. I feel like it's NXT. It's next. But you know what I mean? Like,
who are your tag teams now?
Yeah, I guess we don't have any here.
Apart from Forgotten Sons, and I can't see them doing Forgotten Sons against a heel Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Unless I think you might be turning Undisputed in a few months.
That could happen.
To just like rejuvenate them a bit and get different combos of matches going. But O'Reilly and Fish have fought everyone. So I think maybe this was just to build up Breezango a bit to go against them.
Not. That's not.
I don't know. This just seemed bizarre.
Yeah. So the Bollywood Boys, Singh brothers, against the Doctors of Breezango, Tyler Breeze and Fandango. There's the Bollywood Blast, which is a elbow drop backbreaker combo. They continue to tag in back and forth. There's a back body drops. Fandango makes the hot tag in. He's hitting. He does hit some cool moves. I will give credit to Fandango. He hits a Falcon Arrow off the top rope, like turning his body, hits the Falcon Arrow, then hits another one like off, pulls the guy in from the apron, spins around and hits a Falcon Arrow. One of the best moves ever. Really cool. And then like there's like a power bomb on the apron when he kills one of these guys. Wasn't one of these guys the guy who Randy like backdropped and they went flying? Well, he does it to this guy on the ape. These guys take bumps.
Yeah.
Like this guy gets this power bomb from Fandango to the apron on the outside, like a Kevin Steen style, like Kevin Owens power bomb to the apron, and kills this guy. Jackson Riker last week kills the Evolved dude with the chokeslam to the apron. Hardest part of the ring. Jokingly, no jokes aside, this poor dude, this hurts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt you.
This is gonna hurt. No matter how you watch this spot, this is gonna hurt. Try to find the gif of this one. And they then hit like their combo to the outside, which is like the springboard flying elbow to like the knees up kind of thing.
I know you're not a fan. I quite like it.
It's just we've seen every tag team ever use it as a move, and now it's their finish.
Yeah, I think they make it look a bit more deadly though. He like knees them for it.
Yeah,
and this is on the outside as well, so it's going to hurt way more.
So Fandango, Breezango, they win this match. Yeah, I
feel the only reason for this, like, unless it's for one of these reasons, I'm just scratching my head why it's there.
Yeah,
they're either going to be in the Worlds Collide and challenge one of the tag teams in NXT UK.
Gallus.
Or they're going to be a undisputed feud. Otherwise, like, why is this happening?
Yeah, don't know. Not a big fan. I'm happy they got some screen time and they did some cool stuff. But yeah, I don't know what you do with Fandango and Breeze. This isn't the show for them anymore, I don't think. Sorry.
They really needed to change the characters at least.
I think because they're good strippers.
But they're both good wrestlers. And I think if they brought them in as more of a serious team, I think they could have had a bit of a nostalgic run. Like these guys, they feel like they're kind of towards the end. I mean, I know they're young guys, but like you can sell that story.
Sure.
And if they're doing good matches, that's how you win me over.
Yeah.
Do good wrestling. But when you're coming out as pilots and nurses and things like that, it's like, okay, you're still Breezango.
If I'm deciding what I'm watching on a Wednesday night and I'm flicking through and I see these two come out dressed as doctors, I'm changing the channel. I'm watching AEW at least for the next match.
Yeah.
So just saying, that's me. But I watch this match. We have a video package for Rhea Ripley. It shows going back a few years, she was like kind of scouted in Australia. She said she's been training since a young age. I mean, she's still super young, but training when she was a teenager. It shows photos and videos of her. It shows when she was in an NXT house show. It shows when she was in the Mae Young Classic as this like clean cut baby face blonde from Australia, mate. And then a year flash forward and she's like discovered, I don't know, whips and chains and all those fun stuff. And she's Rhea Ripley, the one we know now, the badass. I love her new look now. Like looking from then and there, it's really cool how she's changed. And she is another one who's kind of become like a overnight sensation since the mass audience got her eyes on her. It's like stuck to. We did a review last year of the Mae Young Classic, and we've been watching Rhea Ripley on NXT UK a bit back for a while. So it's really cool to kind of see her not only get like the shine and get this opportunity to get more fans, but she's improved. Like she keeps getting better and better. I need to see her versus Charlotte and her versus Io, her versus Asuka down the line. Like she's a great look, and this video was cool. It's got the ring light on her. Her what's those things in the ears? Spacers.
Yeah,
they were real bright from this ring light. Looked really cool. So we'll see that match next week. Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler. I guess we'll recap the whole matches down the line for next week's kind of big super show.
Yeah.
Near the end, we have another women's match now, though. Bianca Belair versus Kaden Carter. Kaden Carter used to be Lacey Lane, which sounds like something I would be Googling late at night. But then she changed her name to Kaden Carter, which also kind of sounds like that. I don't know which one's worse. I forgot about Kaden Carter here.
Yeah, I assume they changed it because of Lacey Evans.
Oh, right. Okay.
They don't like having too many similar names.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine.
Bianca Belair here is someone who's been lost in like the shuffle.
Yeah, I feel she had the opportunity to kind of be in this Rhea spot.
Yeah.
And she lost against Shayna, and I think then kind of Io caught fire a bit, and yeah, she seems kind of lost there. Like they're keeping her strong, but I don't know. I kind of feel unless you're gonna, she's so likable. That's the problem, and they keep on putting her. I think so. They keep putting her in heel roles, but I can't see if you're gonna put the strap on Rhea. I can't see her being like a really dominant heel threat. Do you know what I mean? I see her more in that.
She's likable.
I see her more in that Rhea role where you kind of act a bit like a heel anyway, but I like you.
Sure, but that's wrestling now. Like Seth Rollins turns heel, everyone likes him now. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Well, no, I'm saying she's too much in the middle. So if you've got Rhea Ripley is a pretty strong babyface right now, so you need a strong heel. I don't see that being Bianca.
It's gonna be Io Shirai.
So I mean, Io
who's also a fan favorite.
Yeah, but it's different with her because she's like, I don't know, just Bianca's just floating in the middle, and I think maybe it's time to
go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else.
Go to SmackDown. Go to Raw.
Yeah.
Somewhere in New Year. This match starts. Kaden Carter hits like a series of roll-ups trying to win this early. There's a seated springboard drop kick. Bianca then has enough of this. Just hates getting kicked, so she starts pounding down on Kaden Carter. Puts her in this Canadian-style backbreaker hold where like Bianca standing, has her like over her shoulder, bending her kind of backwards. Brock Lesnar used to do this a bunch. Looks awesome. She has her in another hold and starts doing squats. And now as she does the squats, she chants E-S-T. Lacey. Kaden gets out of it and goes for like a move, but Bianca wants none of that shit and literally deadlifts her from the ground up by her like head or hair, throws her up in the air, and then just like drops her. This looked fucking awesome. And I think it's Nigel who calls Bianca, and how did no one say this before? The Fresh Princess, Bianca Belair, because so there's a stalling vertical suplex, and then kind of bounces off, slingshots in, and lands it there. She's getting a little cocky here, showing her heel side. Goes for a standing moonsault, but Kaden Carter gets the knees up. She has the advantage, goes for like a cartwheel super kick off the apron, back in the ring, goes for like a springboard kind of Tajiri cartwheel back spring, but gets picked up into the torture rack, which is then turned into the Psycho Driver number 3 or the KOD.
Yeah, she hit a really good looking spear just before this set up. Carter goes for the handspring elbow, but Belair moves, and it was more like a football tackle. Like she really drove her. It looked really cool, I thought.
And then hits the KOD and wins. So Bianca Belair at least getting a win here. Obviously,
they seem to be doing this every 3 weeks. She just comes out, has a win, and you're like, oh yeah, Bianca Belair.
She's here. Yeah.
She's here. I thought Kaden Carter's improving. She's still obviously she's very new and still transitionally going from one bit to the other. It's a bit stop-start, but she's definitely improving, and I think she could be a really good baby face in a year or two.
Yeah, definitely. She has potential. She's doing some cool moves here. Yeah, it was more of a you knew what was going to happen in this match, but yeah, she had some cool offense. I do like Bianca Belair. I think there is a division, but there's too many chefs right now. The women's division is number 1 in NXT, but it's like, sorry, this is a problem we have. We have too much talent. Oh, sorry, AEW with your women's division, a bunch of aliens.
I mean, that's why they should really.
I love her.
I mean, the tag division has some direction now with Kabuki Warriors, but it's just makeshift teams going against them.
Yeah.
And I feel you could start building like legit tag teams. So when you think of tag teams down the line, like we think of the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, like those people that are tied together, you should start trying to do that with the women DIY. And have a legit division there.
So we'll see what happens with Bianca Belair, but I like her, but I just don't know what we're doing right now because I need to see more of my girl. Where's Io? Where's Io Shirai?
Well, I think that's intentional because I think there is too much going on.
Yeah.
So I think you just hold off and possibly I think Rhea's taking the title next week.
Yes.
So I think that's where Io comes in.
Well, someone's coming out. It's Adam Cole. He comes down to the ring. He's going to be watching this main event, the number 1 contenders match. But before that match, we still have a video for Ciampa. He says that tonight the demon's staying home, but the prince is coming out. He says tonight is for Goldie. He says tonight he's going to show. And then it cuts from the video, and then he's cutting a live promo, and he walks through the curtain, and he comes out, and his music hits. So Ciampa is here to kick some ass.
I love this transition because you thought it was the same kind of videos that we've seen all night, and then you realize, oh, he's just at Gorilla. He's just at the curtain.
There.
Really I thought that was really cool.
People forget Ciampa is really good on the mic.
He is excellent. Yeah.
Even since being back, he's already gotten Daddy's Home over. He's got Goldie even more over. Like he's really.
He makes everything sound cool, whether scripted or just stuff he's writing.
Unscripted. Usually,
he makes it sound unscripted, which is a talent, definitely.
And he's very he was one of the best heels ever, arguably. But he's got a very scary voice, almost like a fucking wrestler would have. This is how you imagine someone who's going to beat the shit out of someone. So the main event is Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, and Keith Lee. The winner will face Adam Cole next week for the NXT Championship. This match starts off, and Ciampa and Balor kind of are trying to take on the bigger Keith Lee. And earlier in the match, he's on the apron. They think they got rid of him right away, but he slingshots himself into the ring, cross body to both guys. Just insane. They go to commercial. We come back. Ciampa has some knees that send Lee back to the outside. He's beating up on Finn. Lee tries to get back into the ring, and he hits the double. Is it Willow's Bell? The DDT, the
draping DDT,
draping DDT. He then picks up Keith Lee, and I don't know how he does this, but Ciampa, who is not the biggest lad, Keith Lee, the big lad wrestling. Keith Lee is now up on the shoulders. Ciampa picks him up for the air raid crash. Fucking runs and jumps and hits this move.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Keith Lee kicks out. Holy shit, this is nuts. How does he pick this guy up?
How do you not get a hernia?
How does that? Yeah, dude, you just came back from injury. Can we just maybe calm down just a tiny bit? Or
he's been working out a bunch during that injury. That's
yeah, he's jacked.
He's jacked.
Wow, this is impressive. There is a double stomp from Finn Balor to Ciampa, and it's super fast, like lightning fast. Finn Balor is so quick. But I swear he lands right on his arm.
He lands on his bicep. I was worried because you can just break an arm like that.
That looks like it hurt.
It looked so. We'll normally get it in the midsection.
Yeah, and you can flex. You can hide it with your arms. Both, a little bit of both.
Well, especially when you're not expecting it to go on your arm.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt. It looked like it really.
It's a good job he's jacked.
And then Finn Balor gets up and realizes Keith Lee is down, and then does it to Keith Lee. But it's his size of Keith Lee. He does it, and it's like a Mario stomping on a mushroom.
Yeah.
It's bam, and he literally bounces back up. Someone get the gif or the image of him kind of jumping in the air like a musical, wahoo! Lands on his feet, tries to pin them, but he can't. They kick out of it. So Keith Lee gets up, throws both guys in separate corners, is doing both running splashes, and then throws Finn into Ciampa. Keith Lee is up top. He's going for some sort of top rope maneuver as he does. Both guys run up to the top rope.
Can I take this spin?
Yeah, go for it.
And he hits a double side Russian leg sweep off the top.
So Finn,
the best move in wrestling, avalanche style. My God,
a double. So it's a tag
to two people.
So David, you love the side Russian leg sweep.
Oh, it's the best move in wrestling.
We just recorded before this our Patreon exclusive best match ever, TLC. And in one of the TLC matches, I believe it's Edge who gets hit or hits a side Russian leg sweep off a fucking ladder.
Yeah.
It's like they knew they were watching too to get in preparation.
Oh yeah.
A double side Russian leg sweep.
Beautiful.
Off.
It's incredible.
Should have been the finish.
Should have been. Like, who's kicking out of that?
Well, both of them hit the move, so they both would try to get the cover, so they couldn't finish the match with it. That explains they saved the move.
Fair enough.
The side Russian
it's protected. It's still protected.
I did see someone tweet that the side Russian leg sweep is the worst wrestling.
What?
Move. Yeah.
Was that you? Did you tweet that?
So the side Russian leg sweep, the double team avalanche side Russian leg sweep. Keith Lee kicks out of it though. There's now a DDT on the apron during a commercial break from Ciampa. Coming back, Finn Balor is up top. Ciampa kind of blocks him. So Ciampa is hitting a air raid crash on Finn Balor off the top, kind of like he did to Adam Cole off the cage. But then Keith Lee comes underneath, and now I'm trying to describe this because this made me. I think both of us screamed. It scared me. Ciampa is sitting on Keith Lee's shoulders.
So he's in an electric chair.
Yeah. But while he's in the electric chair, he has Finn Balor in the air raid crash position. Keith Lee then walks a little bit, staggers. You think they're going to fall for all you know. I don't know how Keith Lee is holding both of these men.
It's the wobble because realistically, the bump you're going to take is pretty much the same height as from the turnbuckle.
This was a nail biter.
But it was when Keith Lee starts to wobble in the legs where you go, oh shit, no, this looks bad.
And I was like screaming at my TV. I literally shouted, oh my God. And wouldn't you be darned, Keith Lee drops backwards. Thus, Ciampa while falling, hitting the air raid on Finn Balor. Just crazy. Now, Lee wasn't done here. He gets up to his feet, picks up Ciampa, and hits him with the fireman carry into the jackhammer, but then turns around and goes for it on Finn. Now, this was awesome. Finn counters the jackhammer into a double stomp, the cave-in, essentially. Yeah. Finn Balor hitting here. But it wasn't enough. It was only a 2 count. There's a spot where Keith Lee is going for Keith Lee was going for the spirit
Finn
bomb.
rolls him up into a pin attempt.
Right.
So reverses the jackknife power slam into a roll up.
He counters the spirit bomb into the stomp. That's what he hits.
Which looks awesome because he got so high.
Wow. So yeah, the spirit bomb is the
power bomb. Yeah.
So just Finn Balor doing his best Frieza counters the spirit bomb with the cave-in, the double stomp, but only a 2 count. There's now a tope to the outside onto Lee. They're fighting outside into like some guardrails. Goes Ciampa and Finn. It's getting out of control.
That's kind of Finn's new spot is the drop kick to the barricade, sending you into the probably non-paying members of the crowd there.
Sure.
A few plants
some
there.
Friends.
But it looks cool every time.
It's chaos. There's a doomsault from Lee to Ciampa, but Ciampa kicks out, which is like a moonsault, but it's the doomsault. So the finish coming here is where Keith Lee goes for the spirit bomb on Ciampa, but as he's hitting the spirit bomb, Finn Balor is up top on the turnbuckle. He nails Ciampa with the spirit bomb, but as he's slamming him down, Finn jumps off the turnbuckle and hits the double stomp, the coup de grace on Keith Lee and pins him 1, 2, 3.
The timing there was perfect. Woo! It looked so good.
This was crazy.
This match didn't disappoint. I think everyone came in tonight with very high expectations. I think it was met. I thought this match was great.
Yeah, I really love the creativity there. I mean, so many people are doing that double stomp, the cave-in, the Cameron Grimes. I mean, he invented the move.
I feel kind of bad for Grimes that Balor's doing it so much because he's changed it so it feels more heelish. It's more like vicious when he does it now.
Definitely.
But he uses it a lot, and when this is Grimes' kind of gimmick, it's kind of like the RKO out of nowhere, how he's just doing it. Balor using it so much, I don't know how I'd feel being Cameron Grimes because obviously Balor's a much bigger star at
Kofi
this point.
Uses it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It looks different when Kofi does it, and it doesn't. It's not your finish. This is Grimes' finish that he's been killing people in seconds with.
Yeah,
And now Balor, the bigger star, the former Universal Champion, is coming in and doing it 8 times in the main event.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I think it looks awesome, but I can imagine Cameron Grimes maybe not being too happy about it.
I will say, big fan of Cameron Grimes, Trevor Lee. I think that if that's the case, he'll find a new move down the line. He'll come up with a new super finisher in a match and then move on. Like, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll have he creates moves himself. He does it every time you watch him. He's doing like the bouncing around German and all sorts of stuff. He'll come up with something crazy. He's probably already like, well, everyone fucking does it. I guess I got to make something.
Yeah, but I don't know. His like out of nowhere-ness with
cool.
it was a cool thing. Yeah.
I will say Finn did some cool stomps. That one mushroom stomp to Lio was really cool. He literally
bounced. The spirit bomb into the stomp was my favorite.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that was the main event. Finn Balor wins. He is now the number 1 contender. And next week, he will challenge Adam Cole. Adam Cole's on the ramp with Undisputed Era. They don't attack him. They just stand there, which I'm like, you attack everyone, but not him?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Adam Cole, Finn Balor, next week on the NXT Super Show.
Yeah.
The last one. So
last
AEW.
One 2019.
We got the Wednesday Night Wars raging on. Next week, AEW's card looks fucking good. You got Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Chris Jericho. I'm kind of low-key excited for that. Jericho's been making stars, but now we have some crazy matches here for NXT. You got the Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler, Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley could be taking the title.
I think Ripley should win. And then I think you debut Baszler in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And she wins it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm all about NXT people winning the Rumble this year.
Do it. Book it. Next week, we have the NXT World title. Adam Cole, Finn Balor. I think we have a theory that someone is ready to return to Full Sail, and his name is Mr. NXT, Mr. Takeover, Mr. Johnny Wrestling.
I mean, we don't know if he's ready, do we? This is just, I don't know. I feel with Cole going against Balor, rather than Cole against either of the two other, like the baby faces, they're doing a heel versus heel match, which is always a bit weird and tricky.
They're saving Ciampa for Cole at a takeover.
I think so.
So
I think this would be a good way to bring Gargano back, but would it make him look like a bit of a dick? It depends how you do it.
Yeah.
Because I can see if he does it so it's like a DQ, I can see fans not being too happy about that.
I think Finn Balor is going to be trying to cheat to win, to beat Adam Cole. Gargano comes in, super kicks him or some shit, gets the hit with the last shot. I mean,
Gargano has beef with both of them, really.
I know.
So, but I think that would be a good way to
oh my God,
restart the Balor feud.
Are you saying we're going to get Finn Balor versus Cole versus Gargano? Is that what you're saying in the new year? Oh my goodness.
There's so many options in that top card. I think Lee is a bit of a wild card there that they didn't really have planned. I thought they were going to have him tag team with Dijakovic more. And well, that's what I'm saying. I think Lee wasn't part of those plans. And now he's got so over that they're thinking, now I'm not sure. But there's a lot of top guys there for Cole to face.
So next week is going to be crazy week on Wednesday night for some wrestling. We're going to be doing UpNXT again next week. We also do AEW reviews every Thursday on our Patreon as well. We do like a Wednesday night war kind of show on Thursdays, which has been awesome. We love AEW here too. I know we are the NXT guys, but we do watch AEW and we do love it. There's some stuff we don't like, but check out our Thursday shows as well. But next week is going to be a big week of wrestling with both of these shows with some big matches.
You see Cole retaining?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
What do you think you close the night with?
The main title match.
The women's or
the men's? The men's, sorry. Yes.
Now, I think if you're going to have Ripley win, you should close with that. But maybe, if you're going to have a big angle, maybe close with men's.
Yeah.
It depends what they got planned.
Yeah, definitely. This week was like, there was some really good stuff. I really liked the main event. I think that was my favorite match tonight. I did really like the opener, the Cruiserweight.
I love the opener.
Yeah,
the middle dragged a lot for me tonight.
The middle of this show really did drag. I will say, maybe my least favorite episode thus far on USA.
I'd kind of go along with you there.
Yeah.
I think you had two matches that ended very similarly. And just the Breezango Singh brothers kind of dragged it down a lot, and a lot of video packages. Not that the video packages were bad, but I just like action.
Yeah, it's true. Like less video, more action. More little less
but
conversation.
I get you're building up next week's like a takeover level event they're trying to do, you've got to hype up those matches. So definitely. I do understand.
Well, that's what we thought of the show, but we also take your feedback. Forum.postwrestling.com is where we post up every Wednesday night when NXT is airing, and you can write in, ask us questions. It's free to join, all that stuff. Part of the Post Wrestling family. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start here?
You can start.
Okay, let's go to Eva from London, the Shayna Baszler super fan. Random Baszler fact nobody asked for. Muscle Car Shayna showed off in the promo vignette, nicknamed Wu Stang.
Okay.
All right. For the match next week, all I'm going to say is it will be a barn burner and should main event. And that assuming my gut is accurate and Shayna drops the title, you will miss her when she's gone. Haters gonna hate. I don't think I'm going to miss her. I'm sorry. I don't think it's...
I think
I'll be watching her and Becky.
I like Shayna.
Yeah, I think it's time. Becky.
There's more things that she can do elsewhere.
I want to see her and Becky. So yeah, definitely. Quick notes: amazing cruiserweight match, and I'm a sucker for proposals. Garza is going places. When is the last time Mendoza won? And Kushida the Babadook? Yeah, Kushida is now the new Babadook because he's got the hat. Dakota's heel turn was great. Why are they booking her like a joke? Great promo video.
I don't know if they're booking her as a joke. Like, she won
by cheating,
which is what a new heel should be doing.
Great promo for Baszler and Ripley. I hate Belair's braid. She's talented. She doesn't need that gimmick anymore. The main event was good, but not at the level it should be.
Okay. We go to Paul from New Jersey. Happy for Angel Garza. Gets the gold and the girl. This is just how I would love to propose. I either need to start training or buy a wrestling ring. Wrestling gives me the feels. I recall seeing this really cool Kiwi named Evie at many an indie show. She became Dakota Kai, and seeing her being a part of the best wrestling show on TV is really cool. Moro is hands down my favorite commentator. His references and knowledge is top notch. However, I think I like him because when a new character debuts, I believe it's pivotal for the announce team to do everything they can to help them get over, instead of just arguing with Renee like a jerk off as the match goes on in the background. But I digress. Solid show, but the Breezango entrance gave me bad memories of RTC, the right to censor. Awful. Question. Dakota Kai is getting me high, but Braden, where's your girl Lio at? She scared? Love you guys.
Dakota Kai gets me high as well. I mean, she's wearing her Calvin's, her team kick, not team kick anymore.
Io Shirai has said bye-bye.
Wow. Get out. How dare you say such things. I miss Io Shirai, I will say.
I think they're holding her off just for something big. Yeah. I think so.
We go to Mystery. Hey, hello there. Hey, we'll say this now. Dakota took a wicked bump tonight, and I hope she's okay. Yikes. I didn't know which bump was that. Speaking of the women, where is Io? Are they afraid to put her on TV because she got stronger reactions more than Rhea Ripley at War Games? And did she get stronger reactions at Survivor Series? Yeah, of course, because she's Io Shirai. She's the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Also, it was really weird seeing Keith Lee lose. I thought it was a lock-in to win.
I believe she's been doing a lot of promotional stuff as well. She's been in Japan and things. She did that thing with Poppy recently. So I think she's doing other projects right now. We go to Hugh from Melbourne. Happy Thursday afternoon from Down Under.
Hello.
Rush Garza is a late contender for TV Match of the Year. Congrats to Garza for the win and for the breaking of millions of hearts with that proposal. Who's going to be his first challenger? Maybe they can start using Whacking Wild, as I hear he was on the house shows last week, coming back from injury.
Oh, DJZ.
DJZ. Okay, I was just going to ask which one was that. Was Mia Yim's post-match assault the fastest anyone's ever returned from eating a turnbuckle?
Yeah.
I hope Dakota's head is okay after that table bump. Looks like they're heading for a street fight with Dakota and Mia, where I hope the heel actually gets some offense in.
Because there was two tables and only the one broke. It's kind of the Spike Dudley bit where someone goes through it, but your head bumps off
the other one. Yeah. Triple Threat was amazing. I nearly lost it when Ciampa hit the air raid crash on Lee.
Yeah.
Finally, what matches do you guys want to see in Worlds Collide? I want to see Breezango versus the Grizzled Young Vets. Yeah, I feel like that's where they might be going.
Wow, what a dream match.
I think Gibson and Drake would make perfect foils for Breezango's brand of silliness, and I'm curious as to whether Gibson can work an American crowd on the mic like he can in the UK. Always great to listen to you guys, and happy holidays. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I don't. That's not a match I need to see anytime soon. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It could be a sleeper though.
No, you know who's a sleeper? Those guys, but they lost the titles, the tag titles. Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews.
You're not a fan of Grizzled Young Vets?
They've lost steam. They lost steam when they were the first champions. They beat Mustache Mountain, and I don't know. I watched the Takeover triple threat tag team match, and I was after watching the champions, the Flash Morgan and thing, and I was like, wow, what an I watched them in some progress, and I was like, who these little Brits doing? What are they doing? And they like stole the show. Almost stole the show, and I was like, cool. And then now that I think Gallus is the champions again.
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I have no idea. I like Grizzled Young Vets, so Zach Gibson especially.
We don't know who the NXT UK champion is because he doesn't have his title.
He doesn't, or his robe,
or his
boots.
He's probably like, Vince, I lost the title, and he's like upset, but he doesn't really care because he's pissed about his robe. I'd be so upset. Yeah. What's with people stealing wrestlers' titles?
I know.
Yeah, Walter lost his title in Chicago. His car was broken into, and his gear and his title.
Was that the Longhorn Steakhouse?
Just terrible.
Yeah.
I hope they find it. Probably not for another years to come, and someone will sell it on the black market. Sango from Malaysia here. First off, shout out to my boy Raul Mendoza getting a second win at Full Sail this year. He's been my favorite high flyers for a while. He's wicked fast and pulling off every move with a painful snap. Here's hoping they build to his success for a championship down the line. Another match of the night showing from Lio Rush and Angel Garza. The chemistry between these two is off the charts. I can't decide which spot I love most. The stolen finishers of out of balance Spanish fly or the double flare flop. Garza rolling out of his pants. So much shit to choose from. My favorite match other than that was Kaden Carter and Bianca. It's great to see Bianca on her own. Kaden's offense was fun, and she somehow managed the rare feat of getting me to cheer against Bianca. Cheers to more NXT and up next.
Yeah. We go to Noah from Texas.
Howdy.
Interesting episode of NXT tonight. Loved the Cruiserweight title match, and he feels that Garza and Lio are going to a double turn. What do you think about that?
So Garza's the face?
Yeah, and Lio turns heel. Sure. I can see that. Yeah. Interested to see how Garza plays a face going forward. I do have a rant with the Dakota Kai heel turn. I think it's awful. First of all, she is a complete loser, never winning matches. She also has absolutely no heat. I have no idea what the thought process is behind booking Dakota since her turn. She carries Tegan's knee brace, but it has no emotional weight because we rarely saw Tegan and Dakota together. When Dakota does get a win, she immediately loses and gets sent through a table by Mia. They should have had Dakota stay face, go in the match, replacing Tegan instead of Mia, and prove she isn't the weak link. Then you have Tegan turn on Dakota. Dakota went from a lovable underdog to a pathetic heel. Rant over.
Oh,
I don't disagree with some of that. I'm enjoying Dakota Kai's heel turn, but I do think I would have liked to have seen Dakota and Tegan Nox as a proper tag team for a while.
Sure.
Like, have them really be established, apart from being told they're best mates, and then 2 weeks after Tegan Nox is on TV, break them up.
Yeah.
Like, you could really done a Ciampa Gargano thing with them and have the women's tag titles on them for a bit. Even.
I think she can be still saved. I love that turn. You're right.
I'm enjoying it, but like if that was War Games next year,
yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Matt from the 604, Lio, no. I really hope they have a rematch, but also I don't want the title to hot potato. Hopefully Garza has a nice run with it. I honestly think the title has been booked better than both the IC and US championships. Random question. What restaurant food would you rather eat every day for your life? Sushi or pizza? Sushi, number one. Sushi, baby. Sashimi.
You can have anything off the menu. Yeah, I'd say sushi because they have the other things. Like they've got some noodles and some rice and some like teriyaki stuff. And
wow, you don't like sushi?
I like sushi, but he's saying you can have anything off the menu. Like, right. So I think there's more variety in a sushi place.
I would we should make sushi. I've made it before. I'm pretty good at it. I mean, I can roll a fat blunt. I can roll sushi. Did you know that Snoop Dogg tried to roll sushi for the first time and he's like amazing at
really?
it? He was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, sushi all day, fan.
Finally, we go to Nas from NYC. You haven't put it this week, but I'm assuming it's not the rapper.
It's not Nas, but I know this guy's Illmatic.
Okay. Got home late, so was watching the whole show on a delay, and idiot me got the Cruiserweight title match results spoiled on Twitter.
Oh.
Initially disappointed that Rush lost, but the match and the proposal was perfect. Hope Dakota is okay. That was completely reckless. Not a fan of the match either.
Yeah.
The main event was okay, but expected more. Not sure about Balor winning, but surely this means Johnny Gargano will interfere and cost Balor the title next week. Really looking forward to the women's match. All in all, a good show, but maybe not to the level of the last few weeks. Still better than anything on Raw or SmackDown. That dog food angle, fuck my life.
But it was real dog food.
Yeah. Like, what? I don't get why that makes a difference, whether it's real dog food or
I'm gonna
other
say
sloppy...
it right now. I'm going to reveal something. I've mentioned on this show, and I mentioned on John Away. They both know I do not watch main roster. I'm going to tell you right now, there's one reason, and people are going to be like, oh, you're such a 2019 wrestling mark. Baron Corbin. I won't watch it. He's in a match? Don't care. Won't watch it. He's in a match this Sunday? Don't care. Dog food on a wrestler? Don't care. It's not even funny. It's not even, I don't even think it's bad. I won't even say it's worst of the year. I just don't care. That's my truth. I won't watch anything. He's just bad. Although I love his fur jacket and his crown. He's technically a Disney princess if he's on Fox.
Okay. Anyway, that was a bit of a...
Well, because I saw the CM Punk thing where he was on backstage and he was like, he asked Baron Corbin about it and he's like, oh, CM Punk said he liked it. And he was like, oh, we use real dog food. I smeared it all over him. Yeah, fuck Roman Reigns, blah, blah, blah. I was just like, he's stupid.
I think he's one of the best heels at the moment.
No, I just don't.
Heels are meant to be hated.
No,
there are too many cool heels.
There's a difference between being hated, like when a heel will do something so dastardly that you have to see what he does next to a guy. You're like, nah, just nah.
I don't know. I don't watch as much main roster as I used to, but
he's a guy there.
It's like, nothing to do with Baron Corbin.
I just can't watch it. I just can't. I can't do it. He's literally so like. I feel like wrestling's just kind of evolved, and for some reason, the only thing that's not evolving is like these main roster shows. And even when we thought this new fall coming to Fox would change everything, we were bamboozled. I think again, we were.
I just don't mind anymore because like I watch NXT. Like
exactly.
That's good.
Well, there you go. Right?
There are like the Rusev Lana angle got so many views on YouTube. Which show there is an audience for that.
Sure.
It's not me. But that's fine.
Ain't me.
I watch NXT.
Exactly.
Like, you're not gonna like. You can be a movie fan and not like every genre of movie.
Right.
You can be a music fan and not like certain types of music.
And cool.
That's what I feel wrestling is these days.
Exactly, and that's why we watch these Wednesday nights. Have been fantastic. Wednesday is my wrestling night now. Like in the worlds of a few years ago, your Mondays you get together with the fellas. I feel like Wednesdays is the night now. You're like, boys, we're gonna watch one show, or we're gonna watch both at the same time, or we're gonna watch one in delay, and like. Because you know both shows are gonna be really good, probably. Whereas like you don't want to sit 3 hours through shit, literally, or dog food.
Yeah.
So that's. Does he have anything else there?
Just says watching the 24 special on Takeover Brooklyn from 2015 on the USA Network right now. It is awesome. I'm gonna go back and watch the entire show tomorrow. Can't believe I missed out on all these for so many years. Yeah, the 24 episodes are excellent. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to watch that. We caught the beginning as we were setting up for tonight.
It started off with a whisper. So that's the feedback this week. Thank you, everyone, on our forum.postwrestling.com. So we do have a lot of shows this week. We will be doing an AEW. We're going to go watch AEW and pit it against NXT tonight. Decide which was better and all the ratings and stuff like that. But really, we're the winners because we get to watch two good shows on Wednesday nights of good wrestling that people are seeming to love. So every Thursday on our Patreon, we do our Dynamite review as well. This week, again, on our Patreon, we have some fun shows coming out, including Best Match Ever TLC. Dude, we watched Edge versus Ric Flair TLC from 2006. We watched Cena, Edge, TLC. We get in a little argument about it.
Miz, Jerry Lawler.
Oh my God. WLC. And the original TLCs. We dissect 1 to 4 of the original TLC matches. I'm talking Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian. We love doing this show. We've been doing Was Next, where we go back in time. It's the Gold Rush tournament in 2012 to crown the first ever NXT champion. And we've been pitting it against at the same time during this tournament was the G1 back in 2012. So we've been kind of reviewing both of that, if you could say that. What else is there? I don't even know.
We've got this week coming up. We've got TLC, which will be available probably today as you're listening to this. We've got a movie review of Santa's Sleigh. And next week we'll have Was Next and another episode of Up Yours. Make sure you, if you want to check us out, this is a great month to do it. You can do that 205 offer to get a preview of some of our past shows to see if you like them. Or if you want to dive right in, do one of our $5 tiers or $25 tiers. We've got a huge show to cap off the year where we're going to be talking about the top 10 matches of 2019 as voted by us and as voted by you.
Yeah, we're going to argue, I think, with some of our, maybe ourselves and some of our listeners, because we've been getting some votes in. You've been like tallying up these things. And a lot of people are, a lot of choices are leaning on like, this is my favorite match of the year. This is the best match. But then a lot of people are also saying this one. There's a few in the running.
Which I think is going to make it a really interesting show. So that's going to be a two-parter. It's going to be a super show. I think you'll all really enjoy it. So if you want something to treat yourself for Christmas, maybe it's the BDE and Up Next.
Well,
but
hey,
before we go,
if you want to treat us to Christmas, you got to help us out. If you want to get us something for Christmas, well, then get yourself something by spending $5 and becoming a North American champion. For $5 gets you basically all the shows that we've been putting out. And we've been blessed with all this support we have, but it's crazy. $5, you get all this, you get all the former shows too that we've just put out. So it's pretty much worth it. Help us out, throw us a bone. Even if you're like, I only need the NXT show, but sure, I'll give you a shot. $5, man, or 205 if you want to listen to some of the older ones. But what else do you got to say?
Well, before we go, I'd like to thank some people that make this show and our extra shows possible. And honestly, we can't do it without you guys. We are giving up shifts at work to do more and more shows.
Yeah.
So it really means so much to people that do help us out. And so this week, I'd like to say thank you to April Smith, Brian from Ohio, Daryl Rudolph, Jacob Devoy, and Kim P. Thank you so much.
Hey, Mike Newport, thank you very much. Richard Waterhouse, Salvatore Zurica, Wes Kinley, and I don't want to read this next one.
Why? I know who it is.
W.H. Park.
Hey, fuck that guy.
Thank you very much.
Is that your W.H.?
That was terrible. That's no job following. W.H. Park is going to be throwing a Wrestle Kingdom party with Post Wrestling in Tokyo. If you're going to go into Wrestle Kingdom, you got to go look up all his stuff. We love you, WH. We're going to do a show with you in the new year, definitely. Talking about some wrestling, maybe some Japanese wrestling.
I know he wants to join us for the Last Jedi review.
Not a chance.
I think it's going to be you and Scrump versus me and WH. No?
Oh, it's going to be the guys who are right versus the guys who are wrong.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're finally seeing the light there.
So thank you for everyone who listens to this show. Again, you can follow the upNXT podcast at upNXT podcast on Twitter. You can follow myself, Braden Herrington, on Twitter and Instagram. I am at the Bray D.
And I'm at Davie Portman.
Just before we go, a listener of ours messaged me earlier in the day. I'm blanking on your name. I'm so sorry, dude. But you were saying you were in Orlando and that you were asking me if I knew any hookups for NXT Full Sail tickets. And I was like, like StubHub maybe. But he said StubHub couldn't get the tickets to him in time. He wasn't sure if there were scalpers at Full Sail. So instead he went on like Craigslist and he got some tickets. So he went to the show and he was at the show. And he sent me a note saying that it looks as if Dakota Kai, it could be in a little bit of an injury here because of that bump from the table spot as well. So just a little live note there from this listener. So hope she's okay.
Yeah.
And to anyone who goes to Full Sail, definitely we love inside information. Anyone who's there and sees some stuff maybe the cameras don't get. And information like, do they sell tickets there? You know, one day we want to go. I've been there before, but it would be great for us to kind of go visit Full Sail and go to a live show.
Absolutely.
There. So anyone down there, we would love your hit us up and we can work some stuff out. So thank you, everyone. I guess we're going to take off. We can get out of here. We can go home. We'll talk to you on our Patreon. We'll talk to you again next week. We're going to have a free Mandalorian review out as well because you know we're all about that Baby Yoda and we can't wait to talk about it. So with that being said, take care. Goodbye. And Nick Cannon sucks.
Ahoy!
We did it, you guys.
Who's still here? What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Yes, we went with the Kushitas.
The Kushitas.
John can't wait for us to get to the Baron Corbin episodes of NXT.
Uh-oh. What's happening here? Come on.
What's happening? Oh.
Fuck. Rainbow Wheel of Death. Great. Who's still here in the YouTube?
Sincerely, Ring Mav, Jake, John. Eric's probably poking around.
Eric Marco?
Probably. Right. I'm going to bid you all adieu.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, here in the YouTube. Hopefully this recorded.
Well, we got it. We can grab from here if not as a backup.
Sure. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone in the YouTube. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
We appreciate you guys tuning in and joining us in this chat. So talk to you next week.
Take care. Bye.